is he is Hillary Clinton for people who miss Gossip Girl.
I'm gonna need an explanation on that.
Maybe later. No,
Okay.
no, he's. I mean, so for people that, there's not. He's just so smarmy.
He
This
is so
this is a
smarmy.
man who has. Forget that his policies are terrible. Forget that he is, every terrible thing you can think about from the authoritarian left. He's just a dick. Like, so how do you lose a likability contest to Ted Cruz, who gave himself sarin, not sarin gas, ricin. He sent himself ricin in the mail. His dad killed JFK. He himself killed many people in the 1960s and 70s, and
When he
yet
was one.
when he was it started early, and yet Beto beat him. I mean, no, yeah, he beats Beto.
Yeah.
Can he move the cursor off his face, please? That would be my fault. I'm sorry. Yeah, so we don't like Beto. You have some things here. He has a DUI and burglary arrest. They're definitely going to come back to haunt him.
Yeah.
It's gonna.
So yeah, what his complete misuse of the word literally has no effect on the GOP. Yeah, he uses the word literally incorrectly all the time, and it annoys the ever living crap out of me.
Oh, is he one of those people? Because I haven't even watched him.
Yeah, it is figuratively, Bateau. It is figuratively that you are trying to say, well, that you are meaning to say, not literally, and it annoys the crap out of me. But he does say that he would knock down the entire wall, and he's got really extreme positions on global warming. So like the GOP's on this huge attack, and like,
right.
Oh no, it's the wall, and he was going to do like this crazy global warming stuff, passing crazy legislation, and right. Oh, don't worry, we're going to get to the hacking thing in a little bit there, David Irish. Yeah, so the GOP has that, and they're like, okay, well, he's got the DUI and he's got the burglary arrests.
Right.
Those may come back to haunt him in the primary, but if he wins the primary, it won't affect him in the general.
Probably not. People won't care at that point. They'll say it's old news, and
exactly.
It's, like whatever. Like, that's one of those things where if you don't like him, it's going to make you like him less, and if you do like him, it's going to not affect it. Like, so I don't see I don't think it's going to have a massive effect on people who aren't sure whether to support him or not. I think that we live largely in a post-scandal politics, where the only sin you can commit is to respond to it meekly, or to be defensive about it. Trump's kind of shown us the game plan for dealing with scandal or potential scandal, is to create even bigger ones, and just make the conversation about you all the time, so that people can't even keep straight what's going on. They just know they're talking about you, and you suck the air out of the room. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, to some extent, is trying to do the same thing, with somewhat less success. But she's trying to do that same thing where it's always about her. And if you make it always about you, everyone else loses because they're not getting any airtime. So I don't think that's going to hurt him. What might hurt him is that he, I think you know more about this. I've heard about this, but I don't know all the details.
So on the first day of his campaign, he went around and he made a ton of gaffes.
Right.
Like immediately. The first one that he made, he was complimenting his wife about how she raises the children and said, sometimes with my help. And I'm certain that what he was referencing was that he's been, he was a representative. He was a member of the House, correct? Before he ran for Senate? I believe so. So
I know he was in the legislature. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So he was in he was in he was doing that while she was, I believe that she was more, I don't think she was a stay at home, but she was with the kids a lot more. So he
Right.
made this off comment, and people started kind of attacking him. Um, uh, People started attacking him on it, saying that he was minimalizing what it takes to raise a child. And that yeah, 6 years in the house. That's what I thought. Minimalizing what it takes to raise a child, and that he didn't respect the parental board, the parental stuff that parents do. I don't know. I'm not a parent, and so I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see this as is this a scandalous thing to say?
So, not to the right, not to libertarians, but not to anarchists, not to the, but to the left. He's starting to piss off people in the left with this talk, because they're saying that it's sexist, that he's not respecting single parent households and stuff like that. And then he said that he felt, in a Vanity Fair article, he said that he was just born to be in it, which people started saying it was white privilege, because it was white privilege or sexism or male privilege.
Male privilege, right.
He lives. He was a white rich child who basically gentrified this Hispanic neighborhood, and they were like the beginning of they brought in all these other white people and drove all the Hispanics out, and that while he was Beto, in order to not be picked on by the other kids, they were still.
Oh wow, he's gentrification and cultural appropriation,
right? So they've been hitting him on that. But both of these, he's been very apologetic, which that's you want that kind of a backbone in a president, who's just easily going to bend at the will of this people. Just
I mean,
yeah,
listen,
can I bend back further for you? Can I bend back further for you?
I kind of like the idea of a president that's scared of everyone, honestly. But yeah, I didn't really put that together. But yeah, he's kind of like a lot of things that the left hates about something that a white male would do.
And then it came out that while he was younger, I'm going to say in high school, I'm not sure if he was in high school or not.
Right.
He was a member of a hacktivist group by which he went under the name Psychedelic Warlord. And whilst in this group, he wrote a hateful murder fantasy, which, because I'm the kind of person I am, I took a segment and I wrote it, I inscribed it here, that I'm going to read
on this episode of the Writer's Block.
Right, on this episode of the Writer's Block, we're going to get a little bit of what Robert Francis Beto O'Rourke is like as a writer when he was younger. I wish I knew how to do his voice, by the way. One day, as I was driving home from work, I noticed two children crossing the street. They were happy to be free from their troubles. This happiness was mine by right. I had earned it in my dreams. As I neared the young ones, I put all my weight on my right foot, keeping the accelerator pedal on the floor, until I heard the crashing of the two children on the hood, and then the sharp cry of pain